on board Marella Discovery 2. I'm in Madeira, and you are in the window because I have an ocean view cabin. So you're currently on a cushion. I hope you like it there. And hopefully the Wi-Fi, actually I'm on 5G, hopefully the 5G is going to hold out for the live stream. So it's a very interesting cruise. I think Marella are a British cruise line, quite different from any other cruise line. And my main aim for this cruise was to see the sunshine. That's all I wanted. And the skies are blue. I didn't want too much risk of rough weather after my transatlantic that I took. And so far, so good. So far, so good. So yes, I have a sea day tomorrow. Yeah, normally we do these live streams on Friday, but I have a sea day tomorrow and there is no way the Wi-Fi will be good enough to do a live stream. So as I'm here with 5G, I'm currently looking at a Fred Olsen cruise ship that's just behind you guys there. And I'm in the same time zone as the UK. So that is very, very easy. Very, very easy. I'm in the Canary Islands. So for those of you who are in the UK, you probably know that, but maybe not everybody else does. But there's some islands that are kind of near Africa, owned by Spain and Portugal. Do you know anyone who isn't British who would like Marella? Hello, David. David, I think you would like Marella. It's a very British cruise line. And to some people, that's a good thing. To some people, that's not a good thing. For me, it's really interesting because most cruise lines are quite American. So I'm quite used to things being American and I don't even really realize it. But when I come on here and I do things like trivia, I'm like, hang on. This whole time I was not stupid. It was just American trivia. And now it's British trivia and I can do much better. But yeah, it's very much British food. They even have in the main dining room, it's split into three dining rooms within a dining room, basically, 3 different menus. And they've added a new one, which is British, as if the ship is not British enough. But yes. Yeah, Lou says the cost of your cruise is really good with so much included. Yeah, so I paid 1,032. I booked this 2 weeks before, so quite last minute, but you can get it cheaper than that, and I have found it cheaper. So this live stream is sponsored by Marella, that way or that way, because they asked me to tell you about their discount Sail Away 200. I couldn't use that because it doesn't start until April. But apart from that, this cruise isn't sponsored. I've paid for the cruise, but I said I would tell you about that because it is a very good deal. I have found £816 for a week Marella cruise, including flights, transfers, drinks, food, entertainment. Like, that's cheaper than staying at home, to be quite honest. So I am in a ocean view cabin. If you have cruised with Royal Caribbean in maybe the 90s or the noughties or the whatever we're calling the teens, you might recognize this cabin. It was Legend of the Seas. So yeah, it hasn't changed a huge amount since then. Yes, to be specific, the Canary Islands are Spanish. That's where Tenerife is. Madeira is owned by Portugal. Yes, so Madeira is where I am today. Yes, where I am today. Thank you so much to the moderators who look after these chats. Thank you for your little comments like this, Kevin, saying, if you have a question for Emma, please start it with question. Yes, if you could do that, I would really, really appreciate that. I have Captain Hudson here. I have, this one doesn't have any clothes on. And it was in our big batch. We've sold out all of version 5 now. And this one was left over as, you know, like a quirky one. And I thought, I've got to have him, right, for my collection. So we have that one on this cruise. Yeah, Kevin says, internet may be intermittent. Yeah, I'm on 5G and you're right in the window. So I think it should be okay. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Jonathan there commenting on my spelling of Madeira. I had not many seconds to put together this live stream. There's nothing more stressful than when the internet won't connect or something and I've had to hotspot off my phone and, you know, people are waiting. Oh, I have nightmares about that sometimes. That I'm trying to do a live stream and I can't find anywhere that's quiet or people are in the background. And yeah, it's in my brain, deep in my brain. Does your brother enjoy cruising as much as you? Says Simon. Yeah, I think so. He never complains. He's quite a good cabin mate for me. Was this the cruise, the last minute one you told us about on a few live streams ago? Yes, yeah, so it was about 2 weeks ago that I booked this cruise. I just saw a comment that says their website would not work for me. I'm in the US. Yeah, it's a really, really strange one. Marella tell me that there's no problem with people from the US booking a Marella cruise. I've met Americans on board, but yeah, their website will not work. So you pretty much have to use a VPN and you might have to hide your payment card with PayPal, which is not ideal, not something I should recommend that you do. But I am in conversations with Marella to try and get my US travel agent team that I work with, to get them allowed to book Marella cruises. Because there's nothing like this outside of Marella. Like, there are no all-inclusive cruises that include cocktails, beer, prosecco, like, for cheap. Right? But yeah, if you're in the UK, the best way to book a Marella cruise is directly on the website. They're the only cruise line that I would say that it's better than using a travel agent. So I have a link over there that I have put together, which has some example deals on it, ones that I found. But yes. Do you typically book flights separately from the cruise line, or do you let the line book the flight, says David? Depends on the cruise. Obviously, with Marella, it's included. I don't know anyone who would take a Marella cruise and not do the TUI flights. Oh, there's a man on a kayak is just going by you. But if I'm taking a cruise, like when I went to New York to do the Cunard cruise, I booked those flights myself. You can do those through Cunard. I wanted to stay for a bit, and yeah, it just worked out better for me like that. But it depends. It's normally my travel agent who will do it for me. So I will say what I want to do to her. She will put the package together, and then yeah. It's not as it doesn't feel like I'm doing it myself, but I'm also not normally doing it through the cruise line. Oh, Jonathan says your outfit is perfect for the upcoming Valentine's Day. That was not the plan. But yes. Steve says image quality is pretty sharp on my telly. I'm glad. It's, I haven't put it up to the highest because I would prefer this to be stable rather than being laggy. You know what I mean? But fingers crossed it is okay. Fingers crossed. Lou says, I blame all misspelled words on autocorrect. Yeah, spelling is not my thing. I thought I couldn't write, I couldn't spell. I did a maths degree on purpose. But yeah, good 5G. Good, I'm glad. I don't have any plans to go on Icon of the Seas. No, not right now. Yes. Kathy says, as an American, I can tell you there definitely is a difference in trivia based on nationality. I find trivia on Cunard to be very difficult. Not as much as Holland America. Yeah, Cunard's trivia was strange. It was kind of like, which plant or which painter in 16, like, I have no idea. I have no idea. How does Discovery 2 compare to Discovery 1? I couldn't tell them apart. I've been on both. This is my 6th Marella cruise. It was Discovery 1, where, if you remember, in 2018, the captain shaved my hair off for Macmillan Cancer Support. That was Discovery 1. And I've been on Discovery 2 since, and I'm on Discovery 2 now. And I can't remember which one I did the 90s cruise on because they're exactly the same. So one of them was Legend of the Seas, and one of them was Splendor of the Seas. And it's so funny to watch the 1990s promotional videos. It's like, the biggest and fastest ship to ever sail across. And it's like, no, the ship is tiny. She has about 2,000 passengers, maybe about a quarter of the passengers of the biggest ship. Can we get a look at the view you get from your room? I don't know if normally I try and turn it around and then the Wi-Fi goes all wrong. I try and stay still. We can try. Maybe if we go very slowly. Right, go slowly. So here's the mirror. It's a really nice cabin, actually. I really am enjoying having an ocean view. And there's the window. Can you see anything? There we go. Da-da-da. I'm going to go slowly back as well because I don't want to upset it. You'll get too confused. Tammy says, why aren't the people watching hitting the thumbs up? Yeah, if you can do that, I would appreciate it. I have to say I often forget when I'm watching live streams, so I don't blame you at all if you've forgotten. But please, if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Have you found free cookies? We are on the same cruise this week and can't find the cookies, says Rob. The cookies are everywhere on this cruise, Rob. It took me... This is the fastest time from getting on a cruise to finding cookies that I ever have. I found them in the buffet. The Snack Shack ones are better. If you go to the Snack Shack, they have them in the little packets that are just at the end, past the fish and chips and the burgers and stuff. Just go to the end, pick up the little packets. They have vanilla. They have chocolate. They're great. I will say I have paid £2.20 for a cookie on here in the coffee port, and it was worth every £2.20. It was absolutely... An ocean view at that water level. Yeah, it's really nice. It does feel like we're really low down because normally if I'm low down, normally I'm in an inside cabin, so I have no idea, or I'm up high. So, yeah. How is the progress with the Captain Hudson packing cubes? I have them with me, so I'm going to take pictures of them while I'm on here. I have set up a... I think it's emmacruises.com/packing cubes, like a wait list. So I'm going to email the people on the wait list first because we are not going to have many at all. We're going to have less than 100 and there's 7,000 Captain Hudsons in the world. So I want you to be able to get one. No Pepsi Max. Interesting question, because Marella are an all-inclusive as standard, but like anything, all-inclusive does not include everything. But it includes, soda from the fountain, which is not good. I have to say, this is my 6th Marella cruise, and it's never been good. I don't know what they're doing with it. They could improve it. But because I know that that's not good in the fountain, I upgraded to premium so that I could have cans. And you better bet, like, every time I'm going off, I'm picking up cans and just putting them in my bag, and then I'm drinking them because I'm getting my money's worth out of it. But they have some Pepsi up by the pool deck, because this is an all-inclusive cruise line, so they have some drinks that are already prepared. And probably I didn't need to upgrade to the cans, but I didn't know that there would be Pepsi here too. So anyway. Oh, Will is in here from Trek Trendy. Hey, Emma, given this was a previous Royal Caribbean ship, do you think the Oasis class, Icon class ships will find a new life with other cruise lines down the years? Or do you think they're too specific to Royal Caribbean? So I think if you ask this exact same question when they launched this ship in 1995, this was the most exciting cruise ship in the world, because it had sort of that solarium area that no other ship had. They added on a rock climbing wall, which was very, very exciting. So probably the way that we look at the things on Icon now, the way we look at, ice skating and things that we're used to on the big ships, is how they felt. So probably, who knows in 20 or 30 years what cruise ship is going to be like, but it would be nice if they had a different life, I think. So this ship was bought in 2017 by Marella. So she had a long life for Royal Caribbean. And at that age, she shouldn't be scrapped, I don't think. I don't know if you've seen all of these videos of the graveyards, I suppose, for cruise ships, but it's really sad. I think it's really nice when cruise ships get a second life. So fingers crossed. But yeah, this ship was Royal Caribbean as you can get. And yeah, we see it even now, though. When Royal Caribbean launched their biggest cruise ships, it's not long until MSC have the same things. It just becomes sort of industry standard. So yes. Thank you to Kevin, who says, if you have a question, start it with a question. Yeah, it just helps me to pick out what is a question. And, I love seeing everybody chatting. It's so nice to see the same names in here. But you probably don't want me just to sit and read out. Jamie says, what brand is the fountain soda on Marella? I don't think it's a brand. I'm not fussy with soda. Like, at home, I like the ones from Lidl, the nondescript ones, great. But on here, it's not good. So I did upgrade to the cans. That's not the point. I think it's £12 a day to upgrade, which when you look at the price of, if you go on Royal Caribbean that we were just talking about, it can be £100 a day for a drinks package. So £12 doesn't seem so bad. And I didn't pay that much at the beginning. So it's worth it. I think sometimes this is one way I've changed, since I started this channel. I started it when I was 23. I'm 30 now, and sometimes I do things that maybe aren't the most financial sense because they're easier now, which I would have never done before. But it is so nice not to have to, if you don't have that and I ask for a can, then they would say, oh, that's not included. Is that okay? And I might have to sign for it. And it's just easier just to have it. So I'm enjoying that. Plus, after my last cruise, I thought I'm going to do what I want to do on this cruise. So here we are. This is what I wanted to do. Fraser is in here. Hello, Fraser. He says, how is that elevator selfie going? It's not going. It's probably not going to go, Fraser, because I normally, on a ship this small, I would never go in the elevator, but I've been trying to see if there's a time that I can go in it without other people in it so I can take a selfie for Fraser. But I've never seen anyone without people in it. And this ship is tiny. For me, this ship feels tiny. Like, the top deck is deck 9. I've been on ships where 18 is the top deck, 19 even. So, yeah. Are mushy peas on the British menu? Yeah, so I went to the British restaurant. I had a pie, mashed potato, and they weren't called mushy peas. They were called, like, crushed peas. But they were still mushed up peas. But they were nice. 10 days away from my first cruise. How do I avoid going crazy with anticipation? That's a tricky one. I don't think I'm the best person to answer it. I used to have a stress ball. It was a little MSC cruise ship. I used to have it on my desk at work, and I used to have my date that I was going on the cruise, and then every day I would move the ship along, and then I would come back, and I'd go all the way back to the beginning. Jamie says you need to stay up late to use the lift. Yeah, I might have to do that. Yeah, maybe. Fraser says people must not want to burn off their cruise calories. Yeah, it's definitely an older passenger demographic on here than my other Marella cruises. I think maybe the first one is similar. The first Marella cruise I took was a 2-week Baltic cruise. And since then, I've done a couple of 90s themed cruises. I did 1 week just after the pandemic, and I did a Easter weekend break last year. But that was, I suppose, when it is over a weekend, an all-inclusive cruise, you get slightly a younger passenger demographic. But it is not different on here from my Cunard cruise in terms of the people who are on here. Yeah, is that because it's February and term time? Yeah, I think so. It's the time of year. Also, Marella don't really... It's not they don't encourage kids, but with the pricing, it's not particularly a good deal to bring kids on here compared to other cruise lines. If you look at MSC or P&O, they quite often have, kids are £99 or £199 or something. On here, kids are pretty much adult price. So I've seen maybe like 5 kids on here. So yeah, which works well for me. It works well for me. What entertainment is offered on board Discovery? So the thing that I like about Discovery is my favorite entertainment is like the singing, the dancing, the theatre shows. I like that stuff. Ones with a bit of a story, I quite like that. And on here, this is something Marella have always done, but on here there's 14 nights. I'm only on here for 7, but a lot of people are on here for 14. 14 nights, and 12 of those nights they have show team shows, and they have 2 guest acts. So 12 shows that they're doing, the people who sing and dance on here. That is incredible. A lot of the cruises I go on, they might have 2 shows a week, that maybe they do a couple of times. But on here, you can go to the theatre every single day and it's a different show. Apart from that, it's trivia, it's game shows, it's pool parties outside because the sun is shining. Very sort of classic cruise ship things that are going on. For people that don't drink alcohol, are there all-inclusive deals that don't include drinks or just soft drinks? So on this cruise, this is when you buy a Marella cruise, it includes drinks. That's it. There's no way to buy it without drinks because that would be so complicated because they just have tables of drinks. You can just pick up a glass of Prosecco. They're not asking you your room number. You can just take it. So it just includes it on here. I don't really drink alcohol. I mean, because it's included, I have the premium package, so I might as well try some cocktails and things. I've had a couple, but even still, yeah, it's worth it for me. So yeah, when you book a Marella cruise, it includes drinks. That is it. Every other cruise line doesn't. So yeah, most cruise lines you can buy a soft drinks package, you can buy a alcohol package, you can buy a hot drinks package, that kind of thing. Marella's shows are amazing. Yeah, I think they're fun. It depends what you like, of course. Some people really like to go and see comedians and magicians, and it's not really my thing. I like to see people singing and dancing, and I'm like, I'd like to do that. I could do that. And then 5 minutes after, I'm like, no, I couldn't do that. I definitely couldn't do that. As someone who doesn't drink pop, does the soft drinks include juices and non-carbonated beverages? Yes. Yeah, like basic ones. All the basic ones are on the main menu. So it's pretty much like, it's hard. I can't show you because I'm using my phone and that in there. But if you go, just type in Emma Cruises, Marella drinks, and I have the list of everything. Thanks to me on one of my other cruises. But yeah. Comedy magic? Nope. Yeah, especially if it's like comedy magic. Oh, I'm out. Comedians at sea are always terrible as a rule. Comedians on land are much better. Yeah, I don't like comedians on cruise ships because 99% of the time it is just someone saying, oh, my wife is so annoying, like for an hour. That's not funny. I don't think that's funny. Or it's just taking the mick out of people in the audience. Yeah. Jack says, are you still bringing your Robinson squash pods on your cruise? Big drinks hack. Yeah, I have 3 in this cupboard. I forgot them and I bought them in the airport because when I'm in the room, you can drink the water in the tap if you want. On Marella, they have water stations on every cabin deck, and you get a little jug. Don't know if you can see it. There's a jug here. So I take that along, and then when I'm in the cabin, I just drink squash. Squash, of course, being diluted fruit juice, for those of you who are not from the UK, although I might have got a more British audience on this video by doing a Marella cruise. I don't know. I can see, which is really interesting. My latest video was the inside sort of atrium view cabin that I had on Cunard, and that was very American audience, which is interesting. Interesting. Morella's water stations taste like seawater. I don't remember it tasting like seawater. It is definitely not seawater. Definitely not. I've not tried a Marella repositioning across the Atlantic, and after my last transatlantic cruise, I'm not doing any more transatlantic cruises. I've always said the only way I would do a transatlantic would be on Queen Mary 2. She is the most stable. She's an ocean liner. I did that. It was very rough. Wouldn't want to do it again. So I'm definitely not doing it on another ship. Definitely not. Very cheap though. Very, very cheap. But Marella pretty much have 3 of their ships, I think, in the Caribbean, and then they have the other 2 over here. They have 5 ships. I've been on 4. I've not been on the newest one yet. David says, what is the future of the Cruise Globe? Will it get updates or... So the Cruise Globe is going to be ready for public release very, very soon. At the moment, it's just everybody who is on the wait list. So we've got thousands of people in there adding their cruises. For those of you who don't know, the Cruise Globe is a website. It's so many things. It's so hard to describe, but it's basically a place where you can add all your cruises onto a globe. It uses the real data from the cruise, and it sort of collects stats. So you can share, this is my top cruise line. This is how many times I've been to this country. You can zoom in, you can go 3D, you can see how close you dock to certain things, and you can share it with friends and say, I just got back from this cruise, that kind of thing. Very, very cool way to track and share cruises. At the moment, it's just for everybody who's on the wait list. But very, very soon, very soon, it is going to be for everybody. And then, yes, we have so many ideas. If you have any thoughts or ideas or feedback or anything, please email us. Just email hello@thecruisemaps.com because it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yes, we wanted to give some time to everybody who's on the wait list. Les says, love the Cruise Globe. Thank you very much. Me too. It is so fun. So fun. We wanted to give, if you're on the wait list, a bit of time for you to play around with it. And also, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of cruises being added. So very, very cool. David says, sorry, just joined. Have you said what cabin you're in? No, I haven't, and I will not do that. I've heard of other YouTubers who have had people show up at their room, and I'm not doing that. Not doing that at all. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing the link. I will, of course, share, when I do my full cabin tour, I will share what cabin I'm in, and I'll share everything about this cruise. All my dad says I would do a transatlantic again, but probably southern route instead of New York to Southampton. Yeah, that sounds like a better idea. I just think there's so many cruises to do that why do one that doesn't suit me? You know what I mean? I've tried it now, so all good. Can you see the Cruise Globe before ordering? So the Cruise Globe is a website. It is free to use. You can see all your cruises on there, but then you can order your cruise maps, the physical prints. You can order the album. You'll be able to see, the Cruise Globe is kind of your preview there. So that's one of the reasons that we made it. David says, sorry, I meant the type of cabin. So I'm in an ocean view cabin. You are in the window. You are the window. You're in Madeira. You're just in front of a Fred Olsen cruise ship. And this is it. This is my room. It's pretty cool. I think bathroom's in there. It's a really nice room. It has been so nice to wake up with daylight instead of darkness. It's such a small thing, but it costs £36 extra for this room. And if it was 136, it would still be worth it. 236, I don't know, but still, it was definitely worth 36. Are the cruise maps on P&O your brand? Yes, so we have partnerships with loads of cruise lines, and it will basically be our map, but it will have, the right colors on it for the brand, the right fonts. The P&O ones, we have little drawings of the ships on, which are very cool. And yeah, you can see them. We have Marella ones. I saw ones on Cunard recently. So yeah. Jamie says, that cheap Marella deal you found for next December is a 4-day. How did you get such a cheap 7-day? It is not a 4-day. If you go on the post that I have, if you look at the screenshot, it is a 7-day. Definitely a 7-day. It's the same cruise as this one. Yeah, you can get 7-day for about £800. And this one, I booked this one 2 weeks before I came. There wasn't really a lot of choice in cabins. It was inside or £36 stroke grade to an ocean view. And the flights are the flights that you get. So that's why, but yeah. David says, loving the Cruise Globe, and thank you for updating my early 2015 cruise. You are very welcome. Very welcome. Yeah, there's been some confusion over what ship you're on. That's from me entirely. That's completely my fault, because I keep saying the wrong ship name, because they're the same. There's more people kayaking by the way. Don't know if you can see people. Pretty nice though, right? Look at this color of the sky. Lovely, lovely. The Wi-Fi seems pretty good, right? I think it's 5G works quite well. Hope you are enjoying it there. How do you rate the jogging track on Discovery 2? It's not the worst, it's not the best. It's up on the top deck. I've wandered around it. It's kind of one of those ones where people are sort of slowly walking in the way. It's not like a separate one. So yeah, Wi-Fi is perfect. Wi-Fi is good. Yeah, it is. Yeah, my mum says that's because Emma was telling me rubbish. Yeah, because I've been on 4 of the Marella ships and I've been on many of them many times. It's quite confusing. The first time I was on this one, it wasn't this one, but it was Discovery 1. Yeah, see, I get confused, but it was 7 years ago, but it looks exactly the same. Exactly the same. Yeah, so the weather, I saw some questions about the weather here. It is, for a Brit, very warm. For a local, very cold. So when I wander around, you can see people in their hats and trousers and things. And then most of the Brits are in t-shirts and shorts. I think it got to 18 degrees today, which 18 degrees Celsius. And that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. What is the passenger capacity of Discovery 2? It is around 2,000. It has changed over the years, I think, where they've added a few extra cabins or changed a few things, but around 2,000. Final answer, around 2,000. Oh, Fred Olsen is preparing for sail away. Are they really? Because they only arrived this afternoon. So if they're preparing for sail away already, they've not had a very long stay here. We did dock yesterday. We were next to Azura, P&O Azura, and it was like 2 of the most British cruise ships. Also, Fred Olsen over there as well. So it was just funny. Yeah, I love the waving thing when you sail away from another cruise ship, and that we were playing music and they were dancing to it, and yeah, it was cool. Nicholas says, with Marella being composed entirely of ships launched in the 90s, does it compare well to older vessels on other cruise lines? Yeah, I'd say this is pretty similar to ships I've done on Celebrity Infinity, Norwegian Sun, that kind of age. I will say they bought this ship in 2017, and if you look at any of the refit stuff, they ripped out everything. So pretty much this is a cruise ship from 2017. This is definitely a ship, if you wanted to, if I wanted to crawl around on my hands and knees and look for where there's dents and scuffs, I'll find them. But I don't want to do that. I'm having a good time. It's definitely, it's not in any way dirty, it's clean, but of course, these pieces of wood, for example, on here, this has been here since 1995. Like, some people have bumped into it. Like, that's not a surprise. Marella does the Caribbean. Yes, they do the Caribbean. There's 3 ships there, and they don't go from the US. I don't know if any of them go from the US, but most of them don't go from the US. They'll go from Barbados, places like that. I'm probably not the best person to ask about a lot of sea days, because the only cruise I've ever taken with 7 sea days was my transatlantic. And yeah, probably not the best person to ask. But yeah, as long as you know how many sea days you're going to get when you go into it and you sort of plan, bring things with you. Plan your time. You will have fun. The answer is 2198. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, my goodness. If you can start it with a question, please, and also keep your question as short as possible. Just increases the chances I'll be able to pick it, because otherwise, I don't want to stop and read. You would find those bumps and dents on Icon. Ships have character. Yeah, I will say I've been on really new ships that have felt way more run down. It just depends on how the ships look after it. There's no rust on the outside of this ship or anything. Like, it's been painted all the time. And all the carpets are new. Yeah. Jamie says pizza tonight. Well, the main place to get pizza is a place on here called the Glass House. So what Marella do quite well, I think, is they have quite a lot of included options. So they have a main dining room that has an Italian, like on the top level is Italian and British. And then the bottom is like normal menu. And they have the Glass House, which is by the sort of solarium inside pool. And that is pizza and pasta. I've already been there twice, and I've only been on this cruise this is my 4th day. So probably I should do something else. But that is my favorite place to go. It's really, really good pizza, really good pasta. There's also the buffet, of course. Nice buffet with big windows, very Royal Caribbean. And the snack shack, which is like by the pool where you get burgers and fish and chips and that kind of stuff. Jamie says, what matters? Do all the toilets work? Are all the venues open? Not is the decor up to date? I haven't found any not working toilets, but I don't like to say that, because when I say that, then I'll find some. But at the moment, all the toilets are working and all the venues are open. Yeah. Yeah. I think you just admitted that British is not a normal menu. Well, on the British menu here, they have chips and gravy, and it starts off with crisps instead of bread. And yeah. David says, is the buffet being served by staff? No, it is back to self-service. Yeah. Do they offer ketchup with the pizza? They would. They wouldn't judge me for it. I don't think Marella would really, like, it's just fun. It's just easy and fun. And everyone's just super nice and having a good time. That's what it is. It doesn't claim to be, you know, they're not saying that this is fancy and this truffle came from the forest of, they're just like pie and mash. Good, fine. Clean is required, not perfect. Yeah, I think so too. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, these things like here, like you look at these cupboards. Honestly, I think sometimes older ships, they gave you more storage, right? There is so much storage in this cabin. But these doors and things are from the beginning. It's interesting because when I look at the pictures of Legend of the Seas, where the TV is here, it used to have like a cupboard with a big TV in it, like a really big 90s TV. That's quite cute. Do Marella enforce hand washing? Annoyed MSC don't. They have it's not hand washing. There's no sinks at the buffet, but they enforce hand sanitizing. Yeah, most cruise lines don't enforce it. To be honest, it's makes me quite happy when I see it. Yeah. Is this cruise Canary only, or is it going to Madeira? So I'm in Madeira right now. They would totally judge you for it behind the scenes. I'm sure they see much worse than ketchup on pizza, right? I think as long as you're polite to the crew have been so nice on here. I was taking pictures in the main dining room for lunch because it's open for lunch, even in port days. That's nice because on a lot of cruise lines, it's only open on sea days. But anyway, I was in there taking pictures of things, and the crew member came up to me and was like, I know the best spot. Come this way. And then he took a picture of me in the dining room. And it's a really nice picture. I don't know if I'm using my phone as the Wi-Fi, so I'm very scared to touch it. But I don't know if I could show you this picture that the guy took of me. It's a really good picture. There I am. See? Like the waiter took that picture. That's like the best picture from the cruise. But the crew are so super nice. Super nice. Soup in a bread roll looked fab. Yeah, that's the kind of thing they had. They had in the British thing. Soup in a bread roll. There you go. There you go. Are there any Asia cruises you still plan to do, or any Asian ports you want to take off? I think we could turn this question around and say, are there any Asia cruises you don't want to do? No. Like, I want to go every single year. I wish it was not such a long journey and that jet lag, or I would just be there all the time. Best, most fun place to cruise to in the world. That's why I love smaller ships. The crew are usually amazing. Yeah, I think so. They're so nice. It's so British on here. I know I've said that before, but for me, mostly cruising with American cruise lines, it's strange to have, trivia and everyone has a British accent. It's just fun, good fun. I've already cruised with MSC and I enjoyed it. Would you recommend Royal Caribbean or Norwegian for my next one? Yeah, I think so. If you liked MSC, Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, the difference really between MSC and Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, there's a lot, of course. Obviously, this is just a summary. But on Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, everything is going to be in English. Everything is going to be for an American audience mostly. So the food is more, catered towards Americans. Some of the portion sizes are very big on some of these cruise lines compared to the MSC portions. Entertainment, I would prefer it on Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. I'm more the target market for, I love the musicals and stuff that they have on these ships. But yeah, MSC have much shinier cruise ships. Very, very shiny. Both good, just different. I do have more information on that question, of course, on my website. Just search MSC versus Royal Caribbean. Otherwise, I'll be here till way after we've sailed away. I have never been I've never been to Australia. I've never been to New Zealand. I've not been to that part of the world. And I'd love to, but I think while I'm running this business, it is just too hard. I can't take time off that much. But one day I'll get there for sure. Could you cruise to the UK to Asia? No jet lag. That would be quite a long cruise. Amanda says 540 watching and only 25 likes. Come on, guys, hit that like button. Yes, if you can. I know this live stream isn't in the bath like the one I did on Norwegian Spirit, but this is what we have. This is what we have, and it's nice. I like this ocean view. I think it's cute. I don't know how much you can see, but you know, there's like a mirror here, a mirror here, a mirror here, a mirror here, a mirror here. It's very light and airy. It's a big porthole thing, window. It's nice. Oh, David says, how do you think Celebrity will do with river cruises? I think if Celebrity can get their ocean market across to the river, which I'm sure they can because they have a very loyal audience, they will do very well. I've always been surprised when I've taken river cruises that the audience don't. Most of the people I speak to have never done an ocean cruise, and not just never done one, but they think the idea is horrible. They say, oh, you never get me on one of those terrible big ships. It's a very different market, which you probably wouldn't think. You would think it would be similar. But if that can get the ocean cruise Celebrity to rivers, then yes, I think they'll do well. Yeah, didn't see Celebrity was doing river cruises. Yeah, if you go to emmacruises.com, it's one of my posts on the front page. If you didn't get my email, I send one email every single week, which has like the new posts, when these live streams are going to be, new videos, that kind of stuff. I try and put in some money-saving tips randomly and things. Just go to emmacruises.com/news, and then I'll send you one email per week. Thank you, Kevin, for sending my booking a cruise link. Thank you. Is White Night still a theme on board? I haven't seen a White Night yet. I've also not packed my white dress because I didn't think that there would be a White Night. But maybe, maybe I'll let you know. Do you have a bath or shower in your cabin? It is a shower, and I'm afraid to say it is a shower curtain shower. But looking at it, I'm not really sure how they could change it because it's a curved one. I'm sure they could. Good question. Do you have to pay for 2 people in a cabin if you cruise alone? On a lot of cruise lines, basically yes. On some, no. But generally speaking, solo cruisers get a bad deal. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Generally speaking, yes. Like when you see a price for a cruise, that is based on 2 sharing. Like when I have found the deal for £816 for this cruise, basically, that's based on 2 people sharing a cabin, and solo price might not be double, but it could be double. Yeah. So I have cruised technically solo with Marella before. I was on with a group of friends, so you know I had a solo cabin to myself. It was just an inside cabin, and I think I paid about, say 2 people are 100% of the price. I paid about 70% for me, so it's a bit of a supplement, but it wasn't as bad as 2. Cookie cutter new mega ships or older ships with a theme to the decor. I like a ship with a theme to the decor. Yeah, I look at all of these old things of how the ships used to be, and they used to be so colorful. And I think that's bold, but I kind of like it. It's kind of fun. Right now it's a bit more sort of toned down. Question on going to the Mediterranean. Will my shorts be acceptable? I don't like wearing a dress. Going where in the Mediterranean? I mean, outside, totally fine. Anyone can wear shorts. Depends on the cruise line, what the dress codes are. You know, some cruise lines have dress codes in the main dining room for no shorts, but you can wear trousers. You don't have to wear a dress. You just might have to wear trousers. But outside, yeah, wear whatever you like. Most people are in shorts, t-shirts, dresses, skirts. I mean, the locals are in coats and hats, but most of the British people are in shorts and t-shirt. That's what I wear most of the time. Yeah. If you are solo, you definitely can find some really good deals, but it's just harder. It's just whatever you would normally do to find a deal, you have to do it more. We have an interesting ship going by now. Don't know if you want to see. I'll show you. It seems to be working pretty well. Wait, it's coming. There we go. Interesting. And back to me. Oh, that lit me up. Back to me and Captain Hudson over here. Yeah, obviously, if you're going in some cathedrals and things, you have to have covered knees and covered shoulders. But yeah, military, navy. Yeah, there's interesting things happening around here, for sure. I think a ship of this age is really nice because there is so much just outside deck space. You're never going to struggle to find a seat because there's not, they don't have zip lines, they don't have go karts, they don't have like a closed off area for suites that I know of. It's just everything is just for general people, which is cool. Interesting comments. Interesting comments. Oh, Cruising Charlie says, getting ready to take my first solo cruise in 2026 since I'm turning 21. Amazing. Any tips for my first solo cruise? Depends what you want to do, really, because I do have friends who cruise solo and they want to, they join other people at trivia. They will go to watercolor painting classes or exercise classes and they'll make friends that way because they want to do that. They will table share at dinner because they want to. And equally, I have friends who cruise solo and the whole point is they want to just catch up on work or they want to just read a book and just be by themselves. So it really depends what you want to do, what sort of tips there are for you. I will say, though, you're not going to, if you want to be around other people, you're not going to struggle at all. It's really interesting how if I was walking by someone, in the street, you wouldn't really have a conversation with them. But when you're on a ship, you're all sort of on the same journey. There's always things you can start conversations about. People are just really friendly. Generally, I think on cruises, I think you get a good bunch of people. I'm biased, obviously, but yeah. Is there an activity you think cruise lines ought to offer on board that they currently don't? Yes, I think they should get rid of the spa completely and just put in little rooms that have a bath in them, and you can just hire a bath for an hour and you can buy a bath bomb. That would be so nice. That's what I want. I would do that. Les says, I've seen them stopping men with shorts from the main dining room but letting women in. I've never seen that. I have been stopped from going in places in shorts as a woman when there's no shorts in the dress code, which I think it's weird that I could have fabric that closes around my legs and that's not okay, but if it's open, it's fine. I don't know. But I guess they have to have some rules, I guess. Looking at Virgin Voyages, they seem to be ideal for solo cruises. Yeah, my friend Lucy, Cruising as Crew, she just did a solo cruise with Virgin. Definitely check out that video. She had a great time. She loves it. She used to work on board, so interesting to see that. Keep the spa. No, don't keep the spa. Women can wear sequin shorts. Interesting. Anyone can wear sequin shorts, but I don't know if you can if you can go in the main dining room wearing them. It depends. Marella are very casual, though. They do have, I think you have to wear trousers in the main dining room, I think. But, if you're wearing chinos and a polo shirt, like that's as formal as you need to go, even on the most formal dress to impress night. Bring back cinemas. Yeah, I would get behind this. Bring back cinemas. They do have cinemas on some of the newer ships, like P&O's Iona. They have cinemas on there. That is nice. Yeah. One thing I do wish on here is the TV is very old style in that it's just TV channels. That sounds silly. But sometimes if there's a film on, you can't, it's not on demand. You know what I mean? It is just as it is. So, yeah. Royal can get rid of the bionic bar. I like to see things like that. I'm never going to pay a robot to make a drink for me if it's more expensive. If a robot could just get me a can of Diet Coke and just put it down, then fine. Unless I have to give it the gratuity. There are no gratuities on Marella, no tips. Very British like that, and I love it. The price is the price, and that is it. Yeah, on some cruise lines you have to pay for movies in the cabin. Other ones you don't. I watched quite a lot on P&O. I was surprised that they didn't. Yeah, if the robot could do drink deliveries to the room, absolutely. It could be like one of those things where it just sort of rolls down the ceiling and rolls all the way that it needs to go. That would be pretty cool. I would like that. A robot bar is just a vending machine without a box. Yeah. We have a robot bartender in the Captain Hudson books, actually, and she's called Ellie D. Get it? Ellie D? Ha. We thought that was funny. Anyway, I've bought 3 of the Captain Hudson books on here that I have, and I'm going to put them in the library, I think. I'm allowed to do that, right? Because there's no system or anything. Their library is just a pile of books, and I hope some people would like to read those for sure. Was going to ask about going out in the Mediterranean. I always see cruise vloggers wearing dresses. Most of the time, I mean, I wear, like today I wore track shorts and a t-shirt when I'm out, and then when I come back I change into a dress. This isn't a dress, this is a jumpsuit, but this is just comfy for sitting here. I didn't want to be sat here in a dress when I'm like rolling around over the bed and stuff like that. Do you tip the cabin stewards? I normally do, yes. I feel very lucky to be able to, so I normally do. But on a cruise line like Marella, you know, it does include tips. You don't have to do anything extra. Does anyone still tip even though tips are included? I think some people do at the end, but it's not like, I've seen people on American cruise lines where they'll order a drink and like slip the waiter $1, and that's so alien to us Brits. That's really not something I've ever done. I wouldn't know how, it's just awkward. But there's nothing like that. I think sometimes, you know, people will leave at the end. You know, we've had towel animals and stuff, which have been super cute, and our cabin steward is really nice. So we'll probably leave something at the end. But yeah, you definitely don't have to. And I don't know that I did on my other Marella cruises. I don't remember. Will you sign the Captain Hudson books you put in the library? You should. I don't know. Is that a bit presumptuous? That people would want me to sign them? I don't know. I do know quite a lot of people on here, so maybe if one of them wanted to get it, maybe that would be okay. But I do have them in the cupboard. I could probably go get them because the Wi-Fi's okay. If you want me to roll off and go, and I can get the packing cubes for you as well, if you want. Because I have other things in there. Are you missing the real Hudson? Of course I am. I miss Hudson. I miss my dog Rolo. On my phone, I have, it just does a new background every single time, and it's just from the cat and dog. So I just get a new cute picture of them, which is cool. Hudson should sign them. When I send out things like Christmas cards, then I have a stamp and I will stamp it. But yes. Jason says yes. Jason says yes. Should I get up? Maybe I'll get up. Yeah, get a stamp made. Yeah, we have a stamp. It's a Captain Hudson's face. We need to get Rolo's face on there as well. But yeah, I think if I walk away, you're not really going to be able to hear me. Are Hudson and Rolo actual friends yet? Friends is a strong word. It's friendly one way. Rolo wants to be friends with Hudson, and Hudson tolerates Rolo. I think that's pretty good, though. I'll take that. They're not friends, and Rolo thinks they're friends. Yeah, we will see. We will see. Has Marella anything in common with its German sister? I don't think so. I've never been on one of them, so I don't know. Yeah, Jack says that's a normal cat-dog dynamic. I think so as well. Let me just roll off this way. Bear with me. Well, actually, come with me. Come with me. Da-da-da-da. Hang on. I'm not tied up properly. Da-da-da-da-da. Here I have my goodies coming up. So this is my biggest Captain Hudson packing cube coming very soon. And in here I have these 3 books. I know we're not in the Caribbean, but I thought that one would be cool. And yeah, I guess I could sign them. I don't know if it was weird to sign them, but I could do. So we have these books, and in here I have other packing cubes. We have travel wallets. We have bags, foldable bags. I have everything here. My plan is to take the photos while I'm here in the cabin. It sounds much more shippy when you go far away. Well, that makes sense. Mandy says, is Piccadilly on your ship? It is. It is the British restaurant. Yes, I have been there. I won't talk about it too much again because we talked about it earlier in the video. But yes, I've been there. I had a pie and mash and cheese. Yeah. Sign them during the live or we won't trust you to do it later. I don't have a pen. I don't think I own a pen. So, I don't know. Maybe. Sign. Sign them. Okay. I decided to bring the coloring book one because I thought that was cool. This is like the best selling one, which is fun. So here we go. Oh, this is what we were talking about a minute ago. We were talking about the waiter that we called LED. This is LED in the Captain Hudson books. And here's Captain Hudson, and it says Emma's favorite drink is squash. And then this is where you go if you're on the cruise ship to get squash, different flavors of squash. Your room doesn't have a free pen. No, I don't think it does. Do you wait to get home before you edit and work? I definitely do work on board. I don't edit my full videos anymore. My brother edits the videos. But before this, I had Zoom calls that I was doing. I edit the short form videos. But the full videos, I can't. My computer cannot handle it. So yeah, my brother edits my full videos now. And thankfully, he's doing such a good job. Such a good job. But yeah, I keep up with everything else work-wise while I'm here with the, my work with the cruise maps and the cruise globe and different cruise lines and books and Jerome and all that kind of stuff. If you ask nicely, would the captain let you park the ship in a port? I don't think so. I don't think so. Can I hire your brother, says Jack. Absolutely not. He is full to capacity doing all of my stuff. And I would cry. I would cry. I try and edit things now myself, and it's gone. It's definitely gone from my brain. Just back from an Arctic Circle cruise on Fred Olsen on Balmoral with special guest David, my lovely friend David. Yeah, I'm looking right now at Balmoral. Don't know if that's the ship that is behind. It is in the Canary Islands now. And yeah, I also took a Arctic Circle cruise with my friend David, but we were not on Balmoral, we were on Belletta. David says, are you considering taking Rolo on the cruise you mentioned in your last email? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Getting him across the Atlantic, no way. The cruise I was on before, you could bring dogs on it on Queen Mary 2, but that's not, I don't think it's a fun thing for them. It's better than flying, but he gets travel sick. I don't know if he gets seasick. He's not been on a ship, but he gets travel sick. He would be in a kennel with loads of other dogs and cats. You can only see them a few times a day. No, that he would not enjoy that. He would absolutely hate that. No, definitely not. I would like to go on that cruise because I'd like to see all of the other dogs, but I would not be bringing my dog for sure. So this is the Margaritaville at Sea cruise. They're trying to bring dogs. Also, I think Rolo might be too big because it's only small dogs that can go on this cruise. But yeah, definitely not. Jamie says, are you considering jumping ship and going on Balmoral back to Southampton instead of staying on the Disco 2? No. I think Marella definitely suits me better than Fred Olsen. There's things that are better about both, of course, but I think for me, I'm more of a Marella cruiser than a Fred Olsen cruiser. Yeah, and I don't think Fred Olsen would mind me saying that. I had great Fred Olsen cruises, but I'm not really their target market particularly. Same thing. Mandy says Marella or P&O. I like both. Depends on who I'm going with. If I was taking, kids, I would go on the newer P&O ships. If I was taking my friends, I'd bring them on Marella. Bit of both good. Not one is better than the other. They're just different. If I wanted to cruise from the UK, that's going to be P&O because there's no Marella cruises from the UK. So yes. Can't imagine that they'd let you on without a ticket anyway, says Jamie. Yeah, I don't think so. Although I missed their buffet with the custard creams in it. That is good. The food was good on Fred Olsen. I don't like we had table sharing and like fixed dining times. That doesn't suit me. On Marella, it's just total free style. Show up, eat. That is it. Going back to Madeira in a few weeks, and we always wave at the cruise ships. I love waving. I love it. I love it. It's so fun. The Marella all-inclusive seems unique. It is unique because normally an all-inclusive cruise is only like a yacht or like something very luxurious. This is like cheapest chips, happy fun. Like it's not, it's most people drinking beer, like having a fruity cocktail. Yeah, it is what it is. It is exactly what I wanted, which was to see the blue sky. And to only have one sea day. So we do have a sea day tomorrow. I probably won't be updating that much because the Wi-Fi is Not good. It's not good. Jack says, is the Wi-Fi expensive? So I bought the most expensive package, but Marella are the only cruise line that I know of that do it by the megabyte rather than by the day. And at first I thought, oh, that's really silly. That's what we used to do in the 90s. But in some ways it makes sense. If you're someone who just wants to send a few emails home on a sea day, then you don't have to buy it for every single day of the cruise. That's great. And it's not that expensive in that way. If you're someone like me who is trying to work on board, it is not designed for that. It is not as fast. Like, I can't tell you how slow it is because I can't load the page to do the speed test. So it is not great. But while I'm here, I have 5G, and while I'm at sea, you know, I can keep up with emails, that kind of thing. But I certainly couldn't do the Zoom calls that I had scheduled today on the Wi-Fi. That's for sure. But normally, you know, if I wasn't working while I was here, if I was just taking a normal cruise, we have one sea day, and every other day we've had pretty long days in port. So today we're leaving at 7 p.m. and we've been here since this morning before I woke up. And most days are like that. So other than a few hours in the evening, you don't really need the internet. If I wasn't working, I wouldn't have it at all. But I like to test it, and I can't just disappear. I can't just disappear. Amanda says 547 watching. Let's get the likes up to 400. Yes, if you could please. We've only got a few more minutes in this live stream, and then I'm off on another Zoom call because I put all of my plans today while I was here with the 5G. David says, are there areas that have free Wi-Fi on the ship? No, there's no free Wi-Fi on this ship. Most cruise lines don't have free Wi-Fi. The only ones that do are Virgin Voyages. I think that's it, as far as mainstream cruise lines go, or quite often it'll be included in a package. But normally, as soon as you sail away, you don't have internet access, which is nice. It's nice not to know what's going on in the world and not see the news, and work can't email you because it doesn't work. Normally, that's nice. Yeah, Max says these live streams go so quick. They do. How much is Wi-Fi? I paid £99 for, I think, 8 gig. But the nice thing is with gigs at least, is that you can buy some, and then if you need some more, you can sort of top up. On most cruise lines, you buy it for £15 a day, something like that, and then you have to buy it for the whole cruise, or you have to buy it for at least from the point that you buy it onwards. So you could buy it halfway through, maybe for the rest of the cruise. But yeah, reasonable 5G import. Yeah, I have 5G. I am on 3, so I can do free roaming in most of Europe. I have used up all of my allowance already, so I had to buy some more, but it was worth it to do the live stream. Jamie says, how much? That's expensive. It is not expensive, actually, compared to other cruise lines. If you have a look, I was looking at Holland America's internet prices. It was like $30 a day or something. And I paid $25 a day, $20 a day when I was on Cunard. So it's not actually that expensive compared to the other lines, but yes. Anyway, oh my gosh, we've got 2 minutes left of the live stream. So if you have any quick questions, I'm currently on Marella Discovery 2. I'm in Madeira. I'm on a Canary Island cruise. And I have put together for you, because whenever I take a cruise like this, I always get asked, how did you find that? Give me some examples. So I've put together in the description and the pinned comment, I have a guide that has a few examples that are all under £1,000, including flights, transfers, drinks, food, everything apart from Wi-Fi. Oh, Bill says, these live streams are such a benefit to my mental health. Emma's cheerfulness is like free therapy. Oh, I love that so much. That's really nice. Thank you very much, Bill. Yeah, I always just try and say I'll be here for an hour a week-ish. And if you want to come, then I appreciate it, because, you know, I started my channel because I wanted to talk to people about this, but no one in my real life really cared that much. So I thought I'll find people who care, and then I will talk to them. And that's who you are, Bill. So I appreciate it. Do you pack light? Yep, I packed, you know, when I came here, it was very easy to pack for this cruise because it's quite warm, but I wore a pair of shoes. I packed 2 other pairs of shoes. I have 1 cardigan. I have 1 jumper. I do have a coat because I left the UK, so I have a coat. But apart from that, I pretty much packed 7 t-shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of trousers, and I have like 5 dresses that I'll wear in the evening, and that's it. Most of my suitcase is normally just the toiletries, because I bring toiletries and medicines for everything. But actual clothes, not so much. But I don't really need much. Okay, right. It is, Bill says, what's going on? It's not Friday. It is not, but I'm on a cruise and I have 5G because I'm docked. And tomorrow I'm at sea and there's no way I'll be able to do it on the Wi-Fi. So I thought I would hop in here right now. Yeah. I bet Emma's such a diva the other 6 days of the week, and she's only happy when she's talking to us. I don't think so. I think I'm the same here. I talk a bit differently on the live streams. When I watch myself, I'm much more of a mumbler in real life. But when I'm on a live stream, I make an effort to talk. But apart from that, it's exactly the same. All right, I'm going to head off now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me for this live stream. I'll be back at the same time next week, 5 p.m. UK, 12 p.m. Eastern, and we will go back to, I don't know if we'll go back to our Friday schedule. So please make sure I have your email address, emmacruises.com/news. I might move it because next Friday is Valentine's Day, and I'm sure everyone is doing Valentine's Day. And Wednesday, the Cruise Globe is for everybody going live. So I might do a, walk through that kind of thing. I think that would be cool. But yes, it is Friday. It is Friday tomorrow. You still have to go to work. Don't say it was Emma's live stream, so now it's the weekend. Okay. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I will see you soon. Bye.